did. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you're okay with something. I'm sure I've got one of my emails printed. I figured you guys just tell that's resilient. 601. Hey, Steve. Hey, Teresa.
Good evening. Welcome to Commissioners Wednesday, August 26th meeting. If you will stand and join me with the pledge and a short prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Heavenly Father, we ask for your mercy, your guidance, and your wisdom during these trying times. We ask for your guiding hand upon us as we make decisions for our county. All these things we ask in your heavenly precious name. Amen. I'm going to start this meeting by saying we have a pretty full agenda, itinerary, and the last few weeks have been very hectic, so bear with us, bear with me. So have the commissioners had an opportunity to review the minutes previous meeting? And if so, do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. The commissioners had an opportunity to review the claims, and if so, do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Have the commissioners had an opportunity to review the payroll? And if so, do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Now, Steve Justice.
Greetings. My name is Steve Justice. I'm with United States Senator Jim Banks' office as his regional director. So I'm just going to be brief with my remarks. Just want to have a face for our office to meet with you guys. Would love to meet with you sometime, maybe more one-on-one, but obviously with things going on in your area and throughout Indiana, I just want to make sure that we are there available with you all here. I was with the EMA director yesterday. Our office was with the mayor this morning, and Senator Banks literally had a call with President Trump the other day. Then last night, President Trump did declare Indiana disaster. So obviously that means federal assistance for communities and all the details. Obviously, we'll need to look into that here, but I just want to let you know, any needs you guys have, even with your constituents of Henry County, our office is always available. We've always, our office is very capable of doing work for citizens if they have a federal issue here. So don't want to take much of your time, but just want to bring a face to our office, and we'd love to work with you all and help you out when needed. And I do have some business cards, so I'll give them to you, and feel free to contact our office. So thank you much for your time.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
In there at some point. Holly Atkins, Safe at Home.
See my talking spots.
Careful, sometimes it bites back.
Okay. Well, I have a tendency to talk really loud, so I'm sure everybody will be able to hear me. Hello, everyone. My name is Holly Atkins. I'm the Executive Director of Safe at Home. And for those of you who don't know, because I know there are a lot of county people here, but we are a non-residential program that supports individuals impacted by domestic violence and sexual assault and stalking through crisis intervention, safety planning, and advocacy, and case management, education, referrals, and emotional support with protective order assistance and court accompaniment. For the last 25 years, Henry County has partnered with Safe at Home by providing approximately $25,000 in annual in-kind support at market value for rent, utilities, technology, and building maintenance. Thank you for all of that. We are deeply grateful for the county commissioners and the longstanding investment within our community, within our agency. Today, however, we are facing unprecedented funding challenges, and 84% of our funding through state and federal funding comes through reimbursement grants, meaning that Safe at Home spent a limited funds upfront and wait for reimbursement. This creates a significant cash flow challenges for small rural nonprofits. Most significantly, we just recently lost a let me retake that back up there. $191,000 grant. Sorry, I am very nervous. I apologize. In funding this year. And this has been a major support for the last 25 years. With that being said, we have worked very diligently to diversify our funds so that we're not reliant on one funding source. And with losing this, we have currently a pending status for $52,962 through a grant called STOP. It's a state grant. We also put in a proposal for the Henry County opioid settlement, proposing a strong connection and correlation with substance use and domestic violence and sexual assault. Our deficit currently is $45,000. And so we're just requesting that we can get some support with that. I have provided you guys a budget for your review. I also have provided some statistics for reference, but I just wanted to say a couple of those things just because the impact is so huge. If we were to have to sunset our agency, in the last 3 years of my tenure here, we have served over 1,317 individuals. This is individuals who came on as clients. This is not the overall reaching of individuals who were not appropriate that received partial services. We had 432 crisis calls. We had in walk-ins into our physical local office, we had 664. Protective orders over the last 2.5 years has been 412. There's been 1,335 safety plans completed over the last 3 years. And the referrals provided is 911. We do approximately 10 to 20 annual activities and awareness. And so with all of that being said, if we close, that direct access to our services dissipates and it breaks down community programming and systems, and that increases the influx of emergency services being dispatched, and the concerns with the breakdown in the system with clients and victims being able to receive services quickly. If you have any questions, obviously feel free to ask. I don't know what else to say from there, so.
Well, I mean, obviously, we've supported Safe at Home since I've been in office. And I think it's a fantastic, wonderful program. But the sad thing is you're in the line with all the rest of us. Everybody's getting cut. So, to sit here and promise you we're going to fund you, I can't do that at this point. And I know I'm not the one making the decision on my own. There's three of us here and we want to do what we can for you. I'm just not sure what that is at this point. So,
We appreciate that. I'm Nancy Lewis. I've been the board chairman for 10 years and I need to get off. No, but we did, the shortfall, we have applied for other grants. This could be just a contract issue where it's just a temporary thing because there are other grants out there. We were pretty much blindsided that they cut that at the last minute. Moving forward, there's potential to gain grants with, and work with the prosecutor's office and the law enforcement to provide more grant dollars. It's just that this was happened very fast. So, in a year from now, we could have a totally different picture, moving forward. So we appreciate all that you've done and our space and all your support. We just hate to see everything go out of county if we can help it.
Holly and I spoke for a while, and it seemed like after we talked, if Safe at Home dissolved, some of it would probably fall in the clerk's office, maybe some of the prosecutor's office. Some would be picked up by out-of-county services that serve multiple counties, but there would definitely be a loss in service for the people in our county. And so that was one takeaway that I took from it. And then what is our incoming prosecutor's name?
Christy.
Thank you. She sent an email today. I don't know if you guys had a chance to read it. And it was made very clear the value of having an advocacy program outside of the prosecutor's office, which were things I didn't know until I read through that, which was interesting. So, like Steve said, there's limited resources, but I did appreciate learning more about Safe at Home. So thanks for that information.
Appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bid openings now.
Sure.
Which one are you going? Tina, you want to go ahead and do this?
Well, thank you, Steve. Today's the day that we have received bids for the Henry County 4-H Center. In front of you, you have two bids that we would ask for the county commissioners to open, read aloud, and hand over to Bernie with Gonzalez to read the individual bids received.
This appears to be contractor bid for $1,802,000 from Gonzalez. Pride Mark. Okay, I was gonna say, because there's, all right.
There's a bunch of alternates in there I need to read. that, the contractors will have to, they'll want to hear what the other one bid, so if you don't mind at all, I'll try to find those and read them out loud.
Well, there's that one.
Okay.
And then if you'll let him read, Steve, these aloud from Pride Mark, that would be great. You see the bid bond?
I'm pretty sure we got everything here. Okay. Final.
Okay, you were correct. The base bid was $1,802,000 even. Then we have, are you ready for this? There's 12 alternate deducts on this. I'm sorry, let me go back to the end. There's A through F, excuse me, alternate deducts. Alternate deduct A is $94,671.84. Deduct B, $1,526.36. Deduct C, $52,589.36. Deduct D, $4,785.22. E, $26,359.12. And alternate F was not submitted.
Can I go back over, deduct C, 52,000?
$52,589.36.
And then deduct B.
$1,526.36.
What was the last one that you read? After 26,000?
$26,359.12.
Was that the last one?
That was E.
Okay. And there was nothing after that?
The F was not submitted
Okay,
on this,
thank
on
you.
their proposal.
Ready for the next? Do you have one last bid there?
Here's one from Taylor Construction.
Okay. Their base bid was $1,888,000. I'm sorry, let's start over. $1,880,700. $1,880,700. And on the alternates, alternate A deducts $90,000 even. Deduct B, $5,000. Deduct C, $35,000. Deduct D, $1,500. Deduct E, $37,500. And deduct F, no bid. Since you guys don't know what deduct F is, what that was the contractor could come in and provide alternates on trying to make the job less expensive. And that was their option, to put in something there that could decrease cost to the owners. So that's, I'm thinking this is what we have to deal with, and we'll move forward from there.
Our next step is to, Bernie will go back, Gonzalez will review the bids, the base bids, review the deducts. On Monday at noon, we meet with the Expo Board to review these bids. and look at recommendations. So if you would like to attend on Monday at noon, that would be great for the expo, and then we'll circle back around to the next commissioners meeting for the recommendation for the bids.
So at this point, I'd make a recommendation. We take these under advisement.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Murphy.
Good evening, everybody. We haven't met. I'm Keith Bryant with United Consulting, and we were the design engineers for this. And this project is a sanitary sewer and water improvements related to, in the Memorial Park, related to the expo building. And it also provides a future backbone for a number of other things. So I'm going to open these up. We will only have one single lump sum number to read. I'm sure that's much.
It'll be easier.
You're even gonna let me do it. That's how simple it is.
Alan Ed, I don't know about this.
Just got to find the number in the package. Okay.
Indiana Earthworks LLC, $1,438,165. $1,438,165 from Indiana Earthworks. Not sure on the pronunciation, but Strigel Design and Construction, $1,337,337. $1,337,337. STRIEGEL. STRIEGEL Design and Construction.
And does everybody have one of the sheets we passed out? Okay, these were all, by the way, all the plan holders, so they all didn't bid, but they all potentially could have, so. This bid is labeled as In Situ Form Technologies. And I just want to let you know on that list, it says doing business as Infrastructure Systems, Inc. So.
So Infrastructure Systems, $1,338,430. $1,338,430.
This next bid is TSW Utility Supply Solutions, Inc. out of Indianapolis, Indiana.
So it was TSW, $1,416,200. $1,416,200.
Why couldn't they all have been in envelopes like that? This is Lycans Contracting. They're out of Sunman, Indiana.
$1,290,093. $1,290,093. That was Lycans.
The next bid's from Morphe Construction out of Indianapolis, Indiana. Should have brought a letter.
See why I wanted you to do that.
Good decision.
$1,680,000. Morphe, $1,680,000.
This next bid is from Yardberry, and they are out of Anderson, Indiana.
$1,632,637. $1,632,637.
The final bid is Dave O'Mara Contractor, Inc. out of North Vernon, Indiana. And they have a lot of tape.
$1,196,905.00. $1,196,905.
Corey, could you remind me of the budget, the amount from food and beverage and the amount from Ready?
1.6 from food and beverage and 500,000 from Ready to. Add those together, that also includes professional fees, engineering fees.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the construction budget was about 1.8, if I remember right.
The construction budget was 1 point.
Roughly.
Thank you. That's helpful.
We have a lot of good numbers here.
That's great.
Similar to the last project, if you can, if we would ask that you take these under advisement and then we'll review them. Prepare a bid tabulation, make sure the bids are complete, review with the apparent low bidder, make sure they understand the project, have the experience, and then come back with recommendations for award that's acceptable to the commissioners.
So moved as he described.
Second.
Motion was made and second, take under advisement. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have the treasurer's monthly report from June 2026 to July 2026. Do I have a motion?
Motion to accept.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0. Next up, we have the clerk's monthly report for July of 2026. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0. Next up, we have weights and measures monthly report from July 16th to August 15th of 2026. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0. Next up, we have IT report for the month of July. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Next up, we have food and beverage claim for water infrastructure affidavit 2016-115 for United Consulting for $34,100. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second. I do have a question though. Are we funding first from food and beverage? And then once we hit our match, we'll. Yeah, yep.
Just having a conversation with the auditor's office about this. So yes, we are funding from food and beverage. But Ready is a reimbursement.
Mhm.
So there may be a point in time where there's more than 1.6 expended from food and beverage for a moment in time until the reimbursements come back. And it also may work where there's not, but there is that risk. We are submitting our first invoice to Ready for 25,000, and it's a reimbursement on the professional fees. But I'm gonna, once we have the grant agreement in place, which I'm glad you asked this question, because I'm gonna make you aware that I'll be bringing you a grant agreement. I'll run it through Joel. It's a standard Ready agreement. And make sure that they have a copy of it. And once the invoices start flowing, I don't think we'll have that problem where we're spending more than the 1.6 waiting on reimbursement, but there is that chance. When it all nets out at the end of the project.
Right.
We'll have received 500,000 in Ready, and you will have spent no more than 1.6 out of your food and beverage.
Thank you.
That answer your question?
Did.
Okay.
Yeah. We didn't take the vote yet.
No, we haven't taken
Okay.
the vote yet.
I did second it.
Okay. Motion's been made and seconded on the water infrastructure affidavit 2016-115 for 34-1. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0. Next up, we have water infrastructure affidavit EDC reimbursement for new paper ads, $263.82. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Third one up, water infrastructure affidavit 2016-117 for United Consulting for $52,600. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0. Mr. Murphy, do you have anything for EDC?
Happy to answer questions, but yield my time.
Mark this down in our calendars.
There was cheering and jeering. I'm here to serve.
Thank you, Corey. I don't see anybody from the chamber. See Estill. Health Department, Mr. Craig, do you have anything? Okay. I don't see Brian Clark. Highway Department, we have paint marker bids. Mr. Rust, since Mr. Copeland apparently has fallen ill this evening.
Yeah, he said he would like for you to open those up. Check every line item, make sure it's filled out right. And look at any exceptions that are put in there for not doing or doing extra. There shouldn't be none of those in there. He said this was supposed to be done last Wednesday. It's behind, so you definitely have to accept it tonight because they're running behind.
I've got a bid here from Accurate Striping for $63,738.40.
The old yellow lines, no white lines.
Nope, it's plain. All it says is line paint, skip yellow and solid yellow 4-inch. You wanna?
Yeah.
This one's from Gridlock Traffic Systems. Total base bid is $89,233.76. This one's from Indiana Sign and Barricade. Total bid, $36,649.58. This one is from Indiana Traffic Services. Total price, $57,364.56.
They all appear to be bidding the same thing, which is the 318,692 lineal feet, it looks like, of the same type of paint. So,
No extras on it.
no, I don't see any extras on any of these, yeah.
One bid significantly lower than the others.
So I hate the fact we don't have someone from the highway department here. Did you say that he wants a decision this evening?
Yeah, he said they're behind. They're a week behind because it's supposed to be voted on last.
What I might do would be to recommend award it conditional on someone from the highway department confirming that in fact you've awarded it to the lowest responsive and responsible bidder.
And it won't have to come back.
And then you won't have to come back, yeah.
Okay, Joe can look at them then and, yeah.
So we don't actually have to name the company, just lowest, or you want to go
Well,
ahead
I
and
think
announce
you name the
it?
company that is
Since you wrote
subject
them down,
to-
Susan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indiana Sign and Bearer.
Indiana Sign and Barricade was the lowest at $36,649. So based on legal's recommendation,
Make a motion to approve it conditional upon the highway engineer's approval that it is the lowest bid.
I'll pass that on to-
Second.
motion's been made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0.
You got anything else there for him?
I don't,
About the signage for Heartland School and?
oh, do you want to do that now,
I'll probably do it. He explained it.
since you're up here?
Yeah. He looked at the signs out there, I think if I remember right, Westwood had signs out there. The one with the 20-mile-an-hour with children present is there. But I think it's backwards of, and you may be able to help Joe with this, is it's backwards from the caution sign, I think that's out there. They should be reversed in that order. And then I think Heartland School needs a 20-mile-an-hour one out there. So that's what he would recommend on that.
Okay.
Yeah, unless you got any questions.
Administration just wanted it done per
Yeah,
how it was supposed to be done, so.
Yeah.
So he's ready for us to make a motion to move forward with
yeah,
that?
to correct them.
Okay, so moved.
Second.
Motion made second to put signs in correctly and properly where they're needed at Westwood Elementary and Hartley Christian School. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Didn't you go out and take care of those signs?
Being you're already up here, you're next. You got anything?
Thank you.
I don't see planning commission, sheriff's department.
You want to come up here? They had a list of 3 that I recall.
Oh, boy.
The sheriff's vehicle, which there was a partial payment. Sheriff wants to do the trade with the rest of the monies coming from commissary.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yep, office furniture, and I don't know about the third one. It's probably.
Yeah, we'll do one at a time, so. I make a motion that we allow the sheriff's department to do the trade for this vehicle and pay. Where was the first part of the payment supposed to come from? I know there was a remainder piece of it, whatever was left, he was gonna pay from commissary.
This is all I know.
That's all.
The first one we got was trading of 2 vehicles and the balance for, out of the commissary. I guess my question was, what 2 vehicles are we trading and what are we buying?
We are buying a Chevy Silverado, and then we're trading a 21 or 22 Tahoe and a Chevy Traverse that we bought that was a civilian vehicle, that was a detective vehicle that should have probably never been bought to start with before we were ever in.
And so a high level reason for the trade is
One is
They're
the
an
traverse
accident or they're just,
is not needed at the
upgrading.
moment. We probably shouldn't have, like I said,
Mhm.
it's a off the lot vehicle that was bought, I think, when Rick was still here with leftover money. And then we are attritioning out the older vehicles, which got us to the Tahoe.
I remember an email just about this is another step in improving the fleet.
Correct.
Yeah.
So the Tahoe is just at it's the end of service. And luckily Tahoe still hold value as compared to Durangos. So
I'll say my only concern in this is just from public and the harassment that it was made over the truck that did exist, wasn't there, was there. That was, the backlash was the only concern I have.
it's above my pay grade. I just know that the two vehicles will be traded towards that vehicle with apparently the rest coming out of commissary, so there's no impact on our budget.
You know what? You want to trade back.
I do not, I thought that was submitted. Okay.
So that's why I say none of us know what the money is. It's just you're getting rid of two and getting a new one, and nobody said what we were.
I think
I
it
know
was
they're
And you're
going to
paying the-
Chevrolet dealership, so it's in accordance
18,000
with
or
whatever they're
something.
worth. I mean,
How much?
Maybe 18,000, but I'm going off memory. I don't know if I'll be able to find it.
Is Silverado going to be a patrol vehicle and pursuit vehicle?
it'd be an administrative vehicle, I believe.
Mm.
Administrative,
I'm sorry, I just didn't hear what you
okay,
said.
sorry. Get it from both sides, huh?
Oh, no, I just did,
You're good, I was kidding.
okay.
Need to talk louder into the little box.
Does this work in here or just over that? That's what I thought. So sorry, I'll speak louder. But no, this will be a good improvement to the fleet. The vehicles we're trading in are not currently in-service vehicles. We are getting to the point where our in-service vehicles, we lost one in the flood. So that's the only one we're down right now.
Yeah, I just heard about that today.
Okay.
That was the first I'd heard of that one.
We're gonna, let's see.
We remotoring or we,
Mhm. Yeah, it's a 2025, so the value, it's not mechanically totaled.
okay.
Well, this is what John asked us after the last meeting a month ago, if we could make sure we did as soon as possible. So if we have a specific question, maybe we can text him and try to get an answer.
If you have a specific question, maybe I can get it for you and
Yeah.
hit you guys up at the end on this one. I don't know. Okay,
So the exact amount of the trade-in is what we need.
okay.
Yeah.
I will
Is that
work
what-
on that one, so.
Okay.
if you wanna,
All right. Then we can maybe come back to that at the end of the meeting.
Mhm.
Okay, number two.
Yeah. Is that the office furniture out of the bond?
Let's do the records building. Is that,
Okay.
okay. So we need to, what's the next step to,
Well,
we've had the,
probably
you've told me already and I
have- obviously,
forget.
You'd have to have a plan for construction as to what you're going to construct.
And that exists, I think.
It does. I think like this has been a long time coming. I think most things are on paper. I just don't know. I think it's the next step, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and then depending on what the cost of the project would be, if you estimate it'd be more than 300,000, we'd have to do.
I think it is going to
Yeah, we'd
be.
do sealed bids, similar to what you saw today. We'd
Okay.
advertise for bids, solicit contracts, and then open those bids and award it to a responsive bidder.
Okay, so how do we initiate the bid process for this specific
You
project?
probably have to decide if you want to go forward with it. I mean, the board would
okay.
Have to do that.
Require a
and then we
vote,
can
okay.
work on.
I was like, this is deja vu from 4 years ago. And it just keeps, and the sad thing is I've talked to the two candidates that are running for sheriff and they don't want the building that you guys are building. So, and so in 4 months, whatever gets built, we're going to be right back where we were 4 years ago.
Well, that would be further ahead than we are now. We'd have a building,
Maybe. I don't,
well, potentially.
So
It won't be built in 4 months, but this keeps getting kicked down the road. And at some point, it's going to get past the ability to get done.
So we have clear instruction from Lisa Lee that these bond funds should be expended by the end of this year. And so What's that?
They won't be.
That, but they will be expended much longer into the future. So what is the path for deciding these remaining funds? What are we going to do with them?
Also, because I hadn't heard they had to be expended by the end of the year. So.
Yeah, so we had a conversation over email with Lisa Lee. What can they be used for? Because it was mentioned in one of the previous meetings, they can be used for maintenance. So we went back to Lisa Lee. She said, yes, they can be used for maintenance, but don't decrease your maintenance budget for 2027 because I want them expended before 2027. So if you have maintenance now, okay, but not, she really recommends that we create a plan to expend the funds and commit the funds and expend them promptly.
May I ask a question about the maintenance? Because I see something that needs to be fixed in this building. If I may I come up? Bobby Plummer, Henry County Council. So in the budget meetings today, and I've seen this over the last few weeks, in the women's locker room is a 5-gallon bucket catching a leak from the ceiling in this building. And I don't know if it's been addressed or brought to the commissioners or anybody for repair, but Susan, you can walk into it, you guys can too, make sure nobody's in there. But there's a 5-gallon bucket in the middle of the floor with water that has been there. It's not just today, and it's not just from the last floods. It's been there consistently over the last several months. I just assumed somebody had told somebody to fix it.
First I'm hearing about it because
Okay.
the other leaks that were
Well,
here before
I
I
think it
had
needs to be
fixed
addressed and looked at and fixed.
several months ago, but
Yeah.
I didn't know about any more leaks.
Yeah.
Because there were
There's,
two.
there's about that much water in a 5-gallon bucket right now in the middle of the women's locker room.
I don't go in the women's restroom, so I'm a believer.
I saw it the other day. So
Just trying to get through my list.
not that she would, not that that's something that it's not true. So I think that goes, no, I said not that it would be something that isn't true is what I said, obviously. I think that this conversation has gotten too political. We have $600,000 to make the jail better, and that's exactly what it's intended to be used for. So whatever the process is for figuring out how to use it is what we should do. So if that's talking to incoming sheriffs, if that's some kind of larger meeting, but if this had been approved when Sheriff Sproles first took office, it'd already be constructed and we'd already be using it and we'd already be receiving value from it. So we've waited, we've delayed. Now delay again against the advice of legal counsel for the bond. Did you have something?
When's the bond paid off? Does anybody know
They're supposed to be expended within 3 years, ideally.
if we do not use it from a business standpoint of it, I don't know, whatever it's been, whatever. If there's remaining money, can that be put back towards the principal? I know, I've heard no, but if you don't use it and take it back,
Then we default on the bond?
If we wait until we pay off the bond, it can be brought into rainy day, but that's like 15, 20 years from now. Right. No, it's a good question. Yeah, I think that the best thing for constituents is that we work together to figure out the best way to spend the $600,000 promptly. And whoever needs to come into the conversation should be brought into the conversation, but we just keep dancing around it. The sheriff has been bringing ideas for years with the records building, furniture. He wanted exercise equipment, the money sitting there. So let's decide with the right people in the room, whoever they are, how to use this remaining money.
The only thing I can really say to the fact is, I know when this building was built, there was going to be additional storage added back there in some capacity. I know that has changed multiple times under different administrations, but we would like to see something done because when this building was built, there was intended to be storage back there. Whatever that turns out to be, that's kind of above my pay grade and on you guys and the admin and the constituents. But I know that initially, even when Rick was sheriff and Jay was in here, there was discussion of what was going to be built out there, exactly to what extent.
Yeah, and I agree. Whether it's this exact building,
Correct.
I don't care, to be honest, but I do care that we expend the money promptly the way we're being told to.
And we do appreciate the weight equipment. It has been very well used and appreciated by the employees here, not just the patrol staff, but the jail staff. I can tell you that. All right.
So what would be the right way to decide how to use these funds?
That's it. That's where I'm in a quandary here with, because I asked, I don't know who the new sheriff's going to be.
Sure.
So we have two new candidates that I asked both of them if, is this what they want? Because they're going to be right in the middle of it. It's going to be not done by the time they take office. So is this something that they want? What do they want? Both of them said they're okay with the building. They're just not sure they want what's being planned. So I don't know what they're wanting to detour from or change. It's hard to say who's going to do what, when.
I mean, that's no different than saying the next sheriff wanted a different jail than we designed.
True, but we're not designing a jail at that point. So
We're just talking about a building that has been in the works since this building's been built.
actually, yeah, before this building was built,
Yeah.
because I remember approving it in a meeting for storage for construction items that were supposed to be done, and it was $36,000. And now we're up to close to, the estimate was around 300,000 is where we're at. I guess that's the part that is mind boggling, that it's went up that much and what all we're changing to get to that point. Because I feel like we should be prudent, and if we're having roof issues already, that we're going to have to, luckily the first round I got covered by warranty. I don't know what you got going on now, if that's part of it. And I don't know if it's covered under warranty. I didn't know anything about it till just
I've
now.
worn many hats in 20+ years being here, but maintenance and office furniture, not two of my specialties.
So yeah, there was always a plan for a building. What that building's supposed to
And I can
look
tell you
like.
there's a need for one too. I just don't know what that is.
So I guess we need to decide whether the two candidates coming in should be included in this conversation at this point. And I'm not sure we actually even have
Can I
a
ask you
dollar
this?
amount.
What, has there been a proposed building put out there?
Had a proposed building.
Correct. Like, there's some plans somewhere, I'm assuming, for a building to be built out there at this point.
Well, what John had drawn up, you mean? Yeah, I think he has it drawn up and I think he has it ready to bid. That's my understanding.
It would not be bid, and if that's not acceptable, then
Sounds
you
like
just don't
I
accept the
haven't
bids and move on? I
I
mean,
haven't even seen what that
Okay.
We
amount
could
is.
send it out to bid, and then when we open it up for the public hearing, we could accept input from the incoming sheriffs. I don't know. I mean,
I was gonna say, yeah, I don't have a good answer at this point, because I haven't even seen a dollar amount on what it's going to cost or what the estimated cost is. So.
me neither. That's why I was asking you.
well, I think what Sheriff Sproul said the other day was between 300 and 400. Is what he told me in the meeting I was in.
I'll
So
say-
I think that's the number, between 300 or 400 based on the bid.
Well, it's like, you're the only one that I've heard that from, other than,
I just heard it the other day.
okay.
Yeah. But we do know that he has been trying to get this building going for a very long time. It's not like he just came in after he lost the election, was like, let's put up a $300,000 building. I mean, this has been in the works.
I believe we've already received a bill or paid for the engineering part of it
We did. We approved
architecture
we
and
approved
the
the,
state permits.
right?
And
I don't know about state.
I thought that was something else that was going on with the expenses that we,
There was a state design release that we were waiting on. I think that's what he just got here just recently. So,
Right. So to that extent, if we don't move forward with the building, then again, we've wasted taxpayer money designing it.
we
It's
wasted
time to find a path.
$3,000 on the building we didn't build before
I know,
either, so.
but the design was more. Does anyone remember? It was, I don't remember. 16, 20, 30, I don't remember what it was, but this has been set into process.
I'm open to a motion.
Did you hear a specific reason from either of the potential incumbent sheriffs why they did not want this building?
They thought they could have something different. Now, what that different was and cheaper. So
And do they feel the same way knowing that these funds are supposed to be expended by the end of the year? That's the question. Okay, I don't know.
So
Happens if those funds are not expended by the end of the year.
We just continue to pay arbitrage on them.
I've got Joel.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. That you just would continue to pay a percentage of whatever interest you're getting on the money.
Which we are currently paying on the Geo bond,
Yep.
it's expended 3 years, and we previously paid on the other bond that we didn't spend in 3 years. This is not something new that the county hasn't done.
Yeah.
Steve, in our call with Lisa Lee and Jason the other day, did they not say if it wasn't spent by the end of the year, that it could affect us from receiving more bonds? Because we are not spending our bonds in how we're supposed to.
Yeah,
Wasn't
that's-
that how she said that?
That's the tone I keep getting from her. We're not spending the bonded money as we're supposed to. We're supposed to bond it. We're supposed to expend them within 3 years in a timely fashion. And we just continue to not do that. So I wasn't there, but that's the tone I got from her when I talked to her too.
Here's all I'd ask. We could use a building. I've seen the building that was designed. It has a very good usefulness. Having worked here as long as I have, especially for not just the jail stuff, but for the ability to do other things out there training wise. So, we'd be excited to have a building. I know it's been talked about since we moved in here. And it just keeps getting, obviously changed. I understand I guarantee the longer it goes, the more it's going to be changed. So.
Right. Yeah. I think it's important that we stop saying, oh, we can't spend this bond on furniture because a different office doesn't get furniture. It's just not an option. If we buy furniture, it has to go towards this jail, and we need to focus on how to best spend these funds. I don't care if the records building costs 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, but we need to decide, we need to commit, we need to move forward.
said I'm open to a motion.
You know what the total dollar figure is, or are you just voting on a range?
We don't have
Range.
we don't have a bid yet, so we are just voting to put it out to,
Why are you just gonna estimate $600,000 and put it out for bid? I mean, I don't know.
I think there's a design that would go out to bid.
As a council member or a former commissioner, voting on I will vote on, I don't know, I think the building might cost, or a car might cost 100 to 200. We'll just give that, I don't know, I just.
Well,
And
and I know you said up there before, I think what they said was there's a design. I guess I have not seen it. So maybe somebody has, they would put that out there for bid. It wouldn't be just a,
Yes, but we always
Design-
have, but there's always a dollar figure attached. It's not just an open-ended, we think it might be.
how could there be a dollar figure before the design? How is it supposed to work?
Generally, whoever's designing it, the architect would have a range
Would
that
have
the
a-
architect would think that it would cost to build the building.
Is the
So it'd be like
300,
an architect's estimate.
is the 300 to 400 too broad?
I mean, I've seen ranges of estimates be within $100,000.
But has the architect provided that range?
What Sheriff Sproles told me was he has the design. He thinks it's 300 or 400. I don't know if that came from the architect or not. That's the information that I have.
I thought her question had something to do with this final line here, this office furniture being paid for from bond. Did you say the word office furniture?
I was using it as an example of how we continue to reject things that are supposed to be paid from this bond without making a plan for what we are going to do with this bond money. And one of the requests that Sheriff Sproles has is that he's bringing it again to us. We voted against using the bond money for this office furniture before. He's bringing it back to us. I think it's 16,000. So he's also asking for approval for that. So what I care about is that we make a plan for spending this money. If we want to wait on the office furniture until we have a plan for the 600,000 and see if the office furniture is on the top or the bottom of that list, it makes no difference to me. I feel like the records building is on the top of the list in some form or fashion.
Also, because I don't know about the rest of it, but the third item I think was, because I got a quote in the email about a lawnmower and a weed eater and a.
Yes, that was a conversation that I had. Sheriff Sproles said that he is interested in potentially having inmates mow and provide lawn care services and potentially use the purchase of that equipment from the bond. He thinks it could be paid off in the course of 5 years over not paying lawn care. And it was an idea he was floating.
So I don't know if that, because he said something about this meeting or if we would, but
Mhm.
and we just got it. So
Yeah, I told him I thought it would be best to come up with a plan for the $600,000 and then prioritize it so we could talk about it.
it just seems like all of a sudden we're just getting, everybody's cutting and we're avalanching spending $600,000 as quickly as we possibly can. And it just seems asinine to me. I'm sorry, but like I said, I'm open to a motion. If somebody wants to make one.
Is there any expense associated? There's no expense associated with opening up for bid.
No, I mean, there would be, you have legal expenses with preparing the
Right.
notices and publishing the notices. But I mean, those would be the expenses you'd have.
Okay, so I make a motion that we put the building design for the records building to bid, and then we can discuss at that time if we want to move forward based on the dollar amount that we see.
So your motion is we're going to put it out for bids.
Yeah.
And then see what that dollar amount is.
Right?
Then we'd come back for final approval.
Yeah, that's the only path forward I see. And if we reject it because we think it's too extravagant, then we reject it because we think it's too extravagant. I don't know.
Motion on the floor.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries 2-1. What do you want to do about the office furniture?
I think we table it until we have a plan for the 600,000 and prioritize it. That's my motion.
Wait on the lawnmower too?
Yeah.
Somebody communicate with Mr. Ball, the problem is, so somebody can come out and look at the roof.
Yes, could you have somebody, because I didn't know anything about the leak, or I'd had somebody out here already.
And obviously I didn't know about it because I don't go in there.
Yeah, I know you don't go in there. I just assumed somebody had already notified, and it's been quite a while.
They call it undercover. You could just dress and,
No, we don't recommend that.
No, I try not to get myself fired.
okay.
Did you get any information
So
on
I
the
text Josh,
car?
as soon as I get that, if you want to put that at the end, I will get what you guys are asking for on the trade values of the two vehicles and then potentially the difference. I think I've done enough damage tonight for the moment, so I'll let you guys carry on with whoever's next and hopefully you're.
Is there
Nice.
any other that you're aware of issues on the building right now that we need to be aware of?
No, yeah, I mean, is there anything that isn't immediately needs to be addressed? Not that I'm aware of. I know Resolve Tech's out here daily. I think they basically work for us.
We feel that way too in other buildings. I've heard some conversation about enlarged parking lot. I mean, I don't know what all
Well,
the
I mean,
different ideas are.
I think we can just go back to
Mhm.
the beginning. There was three things I think that was discussed early on. Finally finishing the weight room, which we did. Obviously, this has brought to light, we struggle with parking. I mean, we host trainings out here and there's not enough parking. And then obviously the building that was to be built, whatever that looks like whenever this place was open. I think those were the three things that in my mind that I remember coming. It's been in front of you guys multiple times through multiple different iterations. So unless I'm wrong, it was the weight room, parking, and the building, because storages at a premium when we built this place. And I may have just got a text from Josh,
I
so.
will tell you, when they originally talked about expanding the parking, issue with that is all the utilities will have to be moved in order to expand this parking. If you recall, when we were having a original meeting about potentially expanding the jail and expanding parking, those utilities and stuff will have to be all moved.
Well, it's like, cause I was
Yeah.
personally, the hill on the side there, I think they could just make a drive up to it and put a parking lot
Maybe we
over
could just-
there.
I'm just saying, just to expand that parking, if, when the original discussion happened, the utilities, all those lines would have to be.
And I guess what, in my mind, what about where the pod was gonna be built? I'm assuming they didn't bury utilities under there if they were gonna have that wide open grassy area that they were gonna build a building on that hopefully we never need. And that's just me throwing
You're
it
a
out
lot
there.
more optimistic than I am, but
Well, we've seen the numbers come down now, granted, let's hope they stay there. So I did get a text from Chief Deputy Smith. The 2022 Chevy Tahoe PPV they would give us 17,500 in trade for it. The 2022 Chevy Traverse, they would give us 9,000 in trade. The invoice price on the vehicle, this is after their $10,000 discount, is $59,984. So it appears that it would be $34,483 in difference that we would be taken care of. Okay,
To be paid from the commissary fund.
that's what I was told.
I make a motion that we approve this trade and the payment from the commissary fund.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion's made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0.
And I will say, this is from me, not from the sheriff's department. I appreciate you guys. And I appreciate Bobby before up there. I know you guys have a tough job. We seem to come at you from a lot of different directions. And I appreciate your time and patience with me because some of these are not my daily tasks. I'm filling in. So I appreciate your patience with me as well.
Thanks.
We
Matt.
appreciate you, Matt.
So you appreciate me?
Is that on record? Can we,
Yes,
can we, is there some way to redact that? My bad.
No. You know, you're gonna get a hug because you appreciate me.
Debbie, do you have anything? Don't see my clerks. I don't see anybody from the park. Assessors, recorder. Weights and measures. Mr. True.
All right. So a few months ago, I brought to you and you approved for the purchase of one of our nodes on the Spillman server. It's a 3-node system. Originally, the plan was to do one node this year, the other 2 next year. After we started looking, kind of talking at budget time and looking at things and with the way prices are right now, honestly, since you approved the first one, they've already gone up about $3,000 per node. So who knows what would happen by next year. And then for long-term planning, I think it would be better to finance. We were originally thinking about just buying these now and being done with it. But for future planning, I think doing a 5-year payment is going to be better. So we're not in a situation in 5 years from now where no one has budgeted and we're up for replacement. And then no one knows where those funds are going to come from. If we do it this way, and this is how the previous was done, those payments were up earlier this year at the very first of the year, but it's always just been budgeted and paid monthly for the server. So I think we're probably better off to continue doing that. So in the future, it's just already budgeted, and when it's time to replace again, we can do the same thing over again, and it's already in the budget. So I've got 2 different things here. I've got the quote for the other 2 nodes that I sent you. And then I've got a couple different quotes or rates for financing. One was from People Driven, who the purchase is through. I think they actually got the quote from Lenovo. That's who the hardware comes from. And they quoted like right at 7% or just over. And then Locally, Citizen State Bank also quoted it and came back at a 6.5%. So they did beat the Lenovo quote. I guess I'm asking for you guys to do whatever you want with those. If you would approve the purchase of the additional 2 nodes, and then this financing would cover the purchase of the first one, which has not been paid for yet because we have not received anything, and then the additional 2. So the financing would cover all 3 nodes because we're still waiting on the first one and haven't been billed for that yet.
And what's that estimated cost?
Total estimated cost is 130,765. That's for all 3 nodes. The first quote that was already approved was 41,603. The quote for the additional 2 is 89,162. And then it's like I said, a 5-year term. That's roughly 2,500 and something, depending which one was chosen. 2,500 and change a month.
$2,558 for
Yeah,
the
or-
6.5%.
Yeah, that's for the 6.5 through Citizens.
How's your tax rate holding? Does it show that you're bringing in, is he good? Okay.
We're doing good at the
That's
moment.
great.
Obviously, that's all going
I was
to
gonna say,
change.
that's
but-
gonna change the,
That's another reason I'm trying to plan for this. I don't want to be in a situation where our PSAP lit goes away.
that's what
And
worries
then
me.
everyone has to figure out in 5 years from now where to get this money from when we don't have that. I think it's going to be a lot easier if we budget for it.
Mhm.
That way, when whatever changes get made in a few years from now, we already know we're spending that money. It's going to have to be budgeted for and just.
I did
going
have a
forward with it.
conversation after talking to you because I didn't realize that PSAP went into the general in a couple of years and goes away. And I asked them what in the world they thought they were doing. They thought that money, that they remember the conversation. They thought it got removed and didn't realize it had gotten put back in. So I don't know if it'll get changed back or not. I thought that was rotten because that was the reason we passed that tax in the
Right.
first place, was to make sure we ensured that 911 was funded for the foreseeable future and we didn't have to worry about having these conversations that we're having now.
Exactly.
So I'm very, very disappointed that that's the way that turned out.
I will say, from the council's perspective, his is one of the funds that is actually.
Yeah.
Hey, Bobby.
Oh, excuse me, sorry.
Because it was funded and that was the reason it was done the way it was done. So it's very disappointing at this
It
point.
is, because as of now, we have no concerns. I mean, honestly,
there
any
is-
needs we have.
Yeah,
we
there
are-
are zero
well
concerns with his
covered.
PSAP. I mean, he's got an operating balance of 19.2%, which is well above the 15% that they like to see. See it at, yeah, the PSAP fund is one of the ones that we're not really concerned about.
That's why I like it
Until
left alone.
it has to go into the general.
Yes, because then it can be spent for anything and there's no guarantee that he will have it when he needs it. And that,
Mhm.
to me, that's unacceptable. So
I think it sounds like good planning. I make a motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve this. We're going with, I assume, Citizens, so they have a cheaper rate.
That,
Yeah.
this is your decision, but yeah, if that's what,
I
if
think
that's what you
so.
want to do, yeah. If
Yes.
you approve it, I will reach out to get the process started.
Yes.
Yeah.
So motions are made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0.
All right, that's all I've got.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
Don't have anybody from EMS, treasurer. Mr. Jester.
I've just got some numbers to share, about the flood.
We had one.
Yep. So 211 is that process for getting people signed up for the needs. And we activated that very quickly in the process. Currently 566 211 entries. That equates to 1,864 needs for those 566 homes. So homeowners, renters, and there were a few commercial properties in there. Just to kind of give you a little bit of an update or a little bit of an idea, we're in the top 6. We are 6th in the reporting of this. 33 counties now, I think that it's up to.
Lake and Porter are number 1 and 2, primarily because of the power outages. So if you remove those two from the straight line wind events up north in the region, Madison, Marion, Hamilton, and then Henry. So I think that the citizens are doing a great job getting that reporting done. So I feel very comfortable, very pleased with that kind of reporting that we have. Updates moving forward. I know that I already had one department ask when they were going to get their reimbursement funds. And it's a long process. So we're not going to see anything anytime soon. The declaration last night that you saw was for public assistance and individual assistance. It's very important because the individual assistance comes back to the individual property owner. We do have a long-term a long-term recovery committee that's established, and they're meeting Friday. It's an orientation meeting, and then that committee will be developed from then. And the process for that is typically the United Way serves as the fiduciary agent, and then they expense the funds for the IA, the individual assistance, so that the county is not in that process at all. No one actually from government can sit on that committee. I just attend to support that group and help with any needs that they have. So the courier is going to be there. You'll see that coming out in the paper after that meeting. So I just wanted to give you a heads up on that process. The public assistance, it is a long process. The next steps for PA and IA are a one-stop shop is what the state is calling it. And it could be as early starting as next week. This is areas where basically a location where individuals can come and start the paperwork to receive individual assistance. So you should be seeing that. Hopefully we'll push it out on social media. The paper does a great job with information as well. So that's forthcoming, and those are the next steps. So.
Do you have a number of the actual people who are still displaced permanently?
I do not in front of me. I mean, we had 75 apartments that were shut down. I don't have the.
I was like, 'cause I was asked about us possibly opening the youth detention center after their hotel rooms stays had expired. And I'm not opposed to the idea. I don't think it's conducive for a family to be there. But right now, since the chillers aren't working, there's no air conditioning in that, and I wouldn't feel comfortable. Yeah.
So something that you may not know of that's happened within the last couple of days is the temporary housing vouchers. Individuals can apply for temporary housing vouchers through 211. It's a 30-day voucher. They can select that, or they can select rental assistance if they have a property that they can rent. So there is options out there. And we want people to take up on those options because that's state funded rather than, our community funded.
Okay.
Any questions or anything else? Okay.
I don't have any. Thank you. Thank you, Troy. You've done a heck of a job over the last few weeks. Want to commend you for that. Next up, we have IT request.
You have a question?
No, I'm waiting for you to make your request formally.
Oh, okay. This quote is for 2 services on the website for ADA compliance that will be required federally beyond 2027. Our current hosting service renews in November. So they were going to give it to us for free from now till November, and then everything will renew from that point forward. So that's this technically, this charge could have waited till November, but if I get it approved now, we can go ahead and turn it on and activate everything.
I got an email pertaining to the ADA and all the compliances that we were going to have to go through.
Yeah. It's
So-
extensive, actually.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve $18,895 total cost. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0. You do have that in your budget, did,
Did I make a motion too quick? You didn't get to ask your question.
They better be in his budget. Next up is a discussion on the retiree insurance plan A and B difference.
So I'd like to make a motion that we maintain the cost of retiree insurance at the Plan A cost. Is that what Stephanie explained to us?
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much.
Thank you.
It just made sense and it's easier and cleaner for everybody. So I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I have a question.
Yes.
Is that what we discussed with the HR director? What she just made the motion for?
Yes.
That's what okay. I second.
Motion's made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Next up, since we already did the sign placement, is to approve or disapprove the salary ordinances. Do I have a recommendation?
So these are the salary ordinances that the department has requested, and I make a motion that we approve them. And after budget session, I know the council will bring us forth amended salary ordinances based on their budget.
I have a motion to accept salary ordinances as presented. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Next up, we have reappointment to the EIRPC of Susan. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
I'll say, should
I'll
I
take it.
second or you? Motion's made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Next up, apparently there's a vacated position on the Health Department Board. Would you like to speak to that, or do you just want us to vote? We have a Connie Stevens who's been recommended to take the position of a member who name, I forgot, I don't have it in front of me. Well, Steve Warner had moved out of county, can no longer serve in that position. It's a recommendation from Dr. Miller and the board that we put Connie Stevens in his place. So do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Do I have anything from the public? Last chance.
Said I'm part of the public. That's what you keep telling me. Do we want to do this today?
What?
This is the. Oh, sure. I'm sorry. Yes.
Oh,
I apologize.
okay.
My name is Darrell Brunner. I live, well, I gotta sit down.
Yeah.
Okay. My name is Darrell Brunner. I live at 2305 East State Road 38, Newcastle. I've complained about this for years. We've been living here about 9 years. There's a Foster grant that we have to pay, Nathan Foster grant. And there's a stream that runs next to my property. I've complained about, you can't even walk out in the yard because the mosquitoes are so bad. I mean, I'm talking thousands. It's so bad, you can't even go out there. I've complained, I wish Russ was here because I've complained to him. And I called the people out in either Nicetown or somewhere out there that's supposed to take care of the state stuff to clean, because it comes out and crosses, goes under 38. They told us uptown
that the people who own that property are supposed to maintain that. But now, then somebody else told us the state's supposed to take care of it. So we don't know. It looks like a bomb went off back there. There's trees everywhere. It's full of water all the time. It used to drain out. The kid next door, he loves to cut grass. He works for the school, but that's his pastime, cutting grass. But he puts all the clippings in the drain, and I told him, I said, hey, you can't do that. I said, this drain has to flow through. He puts leaves in there, and the trees fall, they don't clean up nothing. I used to go over and cut the grass, but, I got stuck over there one day and they looked at me, both of the boys over there, two big guys, man, they looked at me, they turned and walked away. So I said, well, I ain't cutting the grass no more then. But I was like, I'm trying to, try to get it where the stuff will move. And now we had 3 foot of water in my basement. We have no hot water now. I got the pump working for the water, but I got a lot of tools, pressure washers, generators, air compressors, because I used to have a bunch of trucks. And the thing is, all this stuff is ruined. We had to wait 2 weeks for the insurance guy to show up. I bought my insurance through this guy uptown, Scott Kuntz or whatever his name is. He wouldn't even come over there. And I'm like, because they asked us to take pictures, and I go, I don't know how to send pictures. I'm 69 and I'm not hip with phones. I said, I can take pictures, but I don't really know what to do with it. So I said, well, send somebody down here. And then the girl said, well, I don't know how to do it either. So nobody ever showed up, so we had to wait 2 weeks, which a guy just came the other day. He was there all but a half hour. And all he kept doing, because he's getting eat up. The guy left, and he sends me back a thing, because I told him my roof is leaking also. He says, you get nothing for that. He says, the roof is, it's gonna be $15,000 to replace the roof. He said, but because of it, what they call that?
Depreciation?
Depreciation on the roof. We're only it's $7,000 plus minus your $1,000 deductible. And I'm going like this here, and I have no flood insurance, which I thought I actually had, even though we're not in a flood zone, because I'm paying almost $2,700 a year. And to me, that's a lot of money. We're from New Jersey, and I only paid $1,000 there. And, I'm like, whoa, and they're saying to me, they're asking me up there in town, do you have blood? I bought the insurance through you. You're the one that knows. I bought it through you. I didn't, we just looked at it the other day and it says no. And I told the guy that came there, I said, oh, we don't have flood insurance. But he looked around, but now because of that drain not draining, we contacted the other guy back there, 212, I guess it is, or whatever. And FEMA came out and took pictures. But so now I don't know what we're gonna do. Because
The trustee told us to come here.
yeah, they actually told us sue our neighbors. I was like, what? They said, I sue your neighbors. He says, sue them, because he said, that's their responsibility. That's what he said. But then, like I said, somebody else said, no, it's somebody else. And
We
they
just
told,
want the drain clean.
we want the drain cleaned out, because
And
I knew this was gonna
it
happen.
Backs up into the house.
Yeah. And it's constant. But this time was really bad. Other times I've been able to move stuff
This time was
outside.
really bad for
Yeah.
3/4 of the people in the county.
Yeah,
So
I know there's a lot of people that got
there's-
worse than me, because I seen the cars completely covered. I had cars up to the windows. But the cars we use, I was able to move to the other end of my property and they were okay. But I'm like, I couldn't move that stuff out because I had to take bags and tie them on my legs to walk around out there. That's how deep it was. And, I'm talking like 30 inches to 36 inches. And, I just,
who's
got
your,
a toilet bowl downstairs, you couldn't even see it. It's completely, the septic's backed up, everything is like, and I still got water down there, it's still actually coming out, it's muddy down there, because it's like, I can't explain it, but everything's closed, but it was like a tidal wave came in there. Like, where'd this stuff come from? It just came so fast, and, I don't know, but it's just, if that drain was working right, we might have got water, but I don't think it would have been near as bad. So, we don't even know what to do. They said to come up here and talk to you guys.
When you say drain, you mean a ditch?
Yes.
It's a ditch
So
there,
there's
yeah.
not a pipe, there's just a ditch.
It's a ditch.
And the ditch needs to be
There's a
cleaned.
pipe under the street,
Under the
pipe
road,
goes under
under
the
the
road.
county road or the state road?
State Road 38.
he's talking about Foster.
They wrote 38,
That's where he's at.
Right.
yep.
Who's your neighbor?
Angela Passo, her address is 2321 East State Road 38.
And then what's the name of that street on the side?
Imperial Drive.
Imperial Drive, all them houses over there, their septics come out into our yard. See, I've never even seen that before, because I actually built a septic system at my house in Jersey. And I got a guy to show me how to do it, and tell me what to do. There's nothing comes outside. Everything's on the ground. But these people have pipes that come out, and when it overflows, it runs into my yard. Because you can see the white film. I don't know if you ever seen it, but you can see on top the white film. You can tell when it's a septic system.
I'll say that would be an issue for the health
Yes,
department.
we're
Well,
going there next.
We've been to them. We went to the health department and we got
She gave
some.
us papers to fill out.
They gave us papers to fill out, but I've went there before and nobody's ever did nothing. I mean, I don't know, I like to be a good neighbor. I'm not really, I mean, I'm semi-drive my whole life, drove the whole country. The only place I ever seen mosquitoes that bad was in Texas. I was in a truck and I just got ate alive and I had to go in the truck stop because I couldn't stay in there even with the windows closed. And I can't even walk out my yard, and I like to be outside like 90% of the time. And I'm getting eat alive out there, and now everything's wet, so it's actually worse. But even when everything dries up, you got that water just sitting back there. And
Yeah, it's not coming through to go under the road.
it
and
used to
then
drain
around.
down and be dry. No more, them days are gone. And I tried to tell the kid, I said, hey, you can't be doing that. He goes, oh, no, it's no big deal. He says, it'll break down. I
You
said,
just
dude,
can't
you're
do that.
backing it up. You're filling it in because you could actually see the water setting back here and then it's dry. And there's a little bit of water setting right in front of the drain, but there's nothing moving. And when it actually started raining for quite a while before it actually started coming through there because, like I said, I don't know what to do. They told us to come and talk to you guys. But
So
you
here
guys
we
are up
are.
for election. They said you guys could do something now. So I don't know, but.
That has no bearing on it
Well,
because
they-
I don't
that's
give
what
a
they told
crap.
us. They said, just go down and talk to them. Maybe they could do something. So I said, all right, I'll give it a college try, but I don't know what to say. Like I said, I don't know what's gonna happen to all my stuff. I mean, I got toolboxes, 2 big toolboxes.
I'll
Go right
say
to the
you're
third
not,
drawer, all my air tools, all my impact wrenches, the Volt drills. I just bought one for $250, all junk, all
I'll say
gone.
you're not the only one in the
Oh,
county
no,
that's.
no, I know there's a lot of people,
and
but I'm just saying.
Those are items that the county can't really do anything for you. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a personal thing between you and your insurance company has.
Yeah,
nothing
that's
to
what I
do with
told the
county.
guy. I said, well, that's my
So-
personal stuff there. He goes, don't matter, you don't have flood insurance.
So, and I can't help you there either.
No.
Don't feel bad. I don't have flood insurance either and I had
Well,
foot
I
and
actually
water
thought
in
I
my
did.
basement.
I mean,
So
does $2,700 sound like a lot of money to you?
I pay way more than that.
Well, then you got something worth a lot of money. Because listen, our house in Jersey was worth about 500,000. We paid $1,000 a year. We had 6 acres back in the woods, a ranch house, 40 by 60-foot built-in swimming pool, beautiful place. And we used to come out here every year on vacation because my mom grew up out in Caddis. And they were both from Kentucky. My mother and father, they met here. And we used to come, and I loved coming out here. I used to go out of my way. I could be going to Florida. I'd come out here and visit my relatives and go down there. And now I'm living here and I'm like, geez, man, I can't believe. And nobody, I mean, the one guy next to me on the other side of me, I got 3 foot of water and he's pumping his basement into my front yard. And that's another thing I've complained to Russ about. I go, because the guy who used to own that property owned my property. So he put a pump to where it pumps into my yard. And I told this guy when he's buying it, he said, listen, could you tell me, because I was actually taking care of it for him when he died. He says, listen, can you tell me about this property? I said, listen, I'll tell you everything I know about the property. There was a loose gas line. There was a lot of stuff. I said, the only thing I want you to do is take care of that water line because it floods my front yard. And I said, listen, I wouldn't buy the house. They offered it to me. I said, cheap. I don't want it because I don't know what it is, but when it starts to rain, you can be down in his basement and you can hear the water coming like there's a pipe coming to his house from somewhere. And it fills up fast. And I told him, but you got to do something with that because you're flooding my front yard. If I pulled out of my pole barn to go out to the street, it just sank because it's so damp from this water. And he tells me after he got there, he promised me to take care of it, but after he got there, he goes, oh, it's coming from the sky. I said, no. Once it rains and goes into your basement, that's your water now, I said. Now you're pumping your water, you know, I mean, that's what I said to him. I said, no, that's your water now. If it just flows across your yard into my yard, I got no problem with whatever nature does. But you're pumping it over here. And I said, that's a big difference. And I'm looking out there and here this, I mean, he's got a big pump because it's pushing it over there. And you know what? The next day he's out there cutting his grass and I'm walking through my yard with bags, trying to get through my yard. And I'm
Say,
going,
Jason,
You hear
you
it?
have some of your people.
I'd appreciate it. I mean, I could talk all day, man. I could go on and on and on, but listen.
I'm getting hungry and I don't want you to do
Okay,
that.
well, I can tell you, I can talk, man. I can talk.
What about that place in New Jersey? Did you sell it? It sounds like a beautiful, that place where you came from.
Yeah, it was a beautiful place, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds beautiful.
Listen, the only reason why we moved is because property taxes kill you there. That's the big thing. It's brutal. I mean, the house wasn't bad. It was property taxes. And everybody, that's why people leave there, even if their house is paid for. You can't, you can't afford $10,000 or $20,000 a year of property taxes.
You miss driving that truck?
Especially when you retire. I'm a retired Teamster. She's retired from A&P.
You miss driving that truck?
What's that?
You miss driving that truck?
Yeah, I got 3 of them at home and listen, they didn't, none of them, one of them got up pretty high on it. I
Uh-oh.
mean, up to the axles. They got up over the axles on it, but I got an old 74 white Freightliner. I got a 70 or 88 Freightliner and a 1998 or 1988 Peterbilt.
Twin stacks?
Twin stacked on all of them. Yeah.
Well, way to
1693.
go.
You ever heard of a 1693 cat?
No, sir.
Okay.
I thank you for your help, for your information. Hopefully you'll get some help.
Listen,
Thank you.
I just wish it would be taken care of.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Let's see if there's anyone else that I interrupted anyone else in the public, or are you okay to do this? Joe?
Listen, I drove by myself and was running around and talking, so I can talk,
Before Susan starts, is there
Yes.
anybody else?
Anyone else in the public that wanted to speak to us? I have one other thing. Okay, so it's been maybe 2 months since we met as commissioners to discuss the leasing of the Youth Detention Center, and Joel created a notice of acceptance of proposals for leasing the Youth Detention Center to advertise, and I wanted to bring it up and see if we were ready to approve this so that we could start advertising to see if anyone wants to come run the detention center.
I am a little concerned we hadn't heard back from
Yep.
our judge and
Susan.
The other Susan.
Yeah. Okay.
Huh? Oh, they're waiting on us to do this.
You feel like they're ready for us to go ahead with this? Okay.
But the date will have to be changed on this.
Sure, yeah. Obviously, we couldn't put it out.
No.
It wouldn't be published until after the date to receive proposal, so it's on
Okay.
here. So yeah, we'd have to bump it out probably, I would suggest sometime October, maybe late second October meeting.
Okay. I make a motion that we go ahead and modify the date and approve this notice of acceptance of proposals.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded to put this proposal out. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. The only other announcement I have is for anyone who wants them, there are free water test kits, one per address for well water only. You can pick them up at the Henry County Soil and Water Conservation District on 200 North Suite C, Monday through Friday from 8 to 4. If you can't make that and you want to go to the courthouse, I have roughly a dozen of them on the second floor in the auditor's office with the commissioner's secretary. So if you want a free water test kit to test your well water, you're more than welcome to come up and get some. Anything else from the public? Hearing none. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
We are adjourned. Thanks everyone for being here.